The animated series Xian Ni has been updated once again, and Wang Lin's cultivation journey has reached one of the most decisive turning points of his entire life. When Wang Lin struck the demon-slaying drum, he gradually discovered that the sound of the drum did not merely echo through space, but penetrated deep into his body, cleansing his marrow and washing over his soul. Each drum beat carried profound Dao principles, and as the sound resonated again and again, those principles seeped into his flesh, his blood, in his consciousness. Under the continuous tempering of the drum's sound, Wang Lin entered a state of perfect enlightenment. His thoughts became clear, his Dao heart sharpened, and step by step, he approached the threshold of the Ascension Gate, a realm countless cultivators dreamed of reaching in their lifetime. In truth, Wang Lin was already extremely close to ascending along the orthodox path. He only needed to strike the 15th drum beat, sever his lingering obsessions, cut off his black hair that symbolized worldly attachments, and he would smoothly step into the Ascension Gate. This method of ascension was a cultivation path aligned with the Tao of heaven itself, a ruthless path that required forgetting the past, abandoning all emotions, and allowing oneself to merge with heaven's will. Once on this path, a cultivator would appear free of distractions, calm and detached, seemingly becoming one with the Heavenly Dao. Yet beneath that surface lay a cruel truth. Those who cultivated in this way ultimately became tools of heaven's rules, bound by its order and limited in how far they could go in the future. Cultivating according to the natural order of heaven indeed had its advantages. Breakthroughs were smoother, heavenly punishment was lighter, and the road ahead appeared stable and safe. However, everything remained under the shadow of the Heavenly Dao. No matter how high one climbed, there was always an invisible ceiling imposed by heaven itself. Wang Lin clearly understood this, but more importantly, he understood his own heart. He did not cultivate for empty power, nor for cold transcendence. He cultivated for his parents, and more than anything, for Li Muwan. 700 years of cultivation, endless battles, and countless life and death moments were all driven by a single unwavering purpose: to revive Li Muwan and to ensure that he would never forget her. If he followed the Tao of heaven and severed his obsessions, he would forget everything that mattered to him. He would forget the warmth of his parents, forget the pain of loss, and forget the woman he had spent centuries trying to save. Such an ascension was meaningless to Wang Lin. Therefore, at the very moment when he stood at the gate of the pinnacle, he made a decision that shocked heaven itself. He abandoned the orthodox path of cultivation, shattered the gate that led to heaven's approval, and chose to walk a road that no ordinary cultivator dared to tread. He would not allow heaven to decide his fate. He would achieve the pinnacle in his own way. By doing so, Wang Lin chose a completely different path: reverse cultivation. He became what was known as a third type of reverse cultivator. From the very beginning of the universe, there had existed an ancient race that cultivated in opposition to the Heavenly Dao. They were the first type of reverse cultivators, beings born alongside heaven itself. Their strength was terrifying, their supernatural abilities astonishing, and their nature fearless and bloodthirsty. They dared to challenge the Heavenly Dao directly and even took pride in slaying its messengers. In later ages, the ancient race split into the ancient god race, the ancient demon race, and the ancient monster race. These beings became the second type of reverse cultivators, inheriting the legacy of defying heaven and existing beyond its control. Now Wang Lin, with nothing more than a mortal body and an unyielding Dao heart, stepped onto this forbidden path, becoming the third type of reverse cultivator. The Heavenly Dao had never feared those who followed its rules, no matter how powerful they became. What it truly feared were those who cultivated against the grain, those who reversed heaven's order. Reverse cultivators represented the possibility of replacing the Heavenly Dao itself. For that reason, heaven would never tolerate their existence. Once a reverse cultivator appeared, heavenly punishment would descend without mercy, aiming to erase them completely from existence. As soon as Wang Lin made his choice, the heavens responded. The sky transformed instantly, dyed in a terrifying crimson hue as if soaked in blood. An oppressive aura spread across the world, carrying with it the pure killing intent of the Heavenly Dao. The first heavenly tribulation descended with overwhelming force, vastly different from ordinary tribulations faced by cultivators. This was not a test, nor a trial for advancement. It was an execution. The Heavenly Dao intended to kill Wang Lin on the spot, to erase the existence of a third type of reverse cultivator before he could fully rise. The mere pressure of this tribulation was enough to suffocate even peak experts. Wang Lin struggled to breathe as the might of heaven pressed down on him like an immeasurable mountain. Even figures such as the demon emperor Yun Dun and others watching from afar felt their hearts tighten with fear, uncertain whether Wang Lin could endure such terrifying power. Lightning tore through the crimson sky, each strike infused with the will of heaven to destroy. Wang Lin's clothes were instantly shredded, his flesh split apart, and cracks spread across his body. His physical form trembled violently, on the verge of collapse, as if he would be torn apart in the next instant. Yet even in the face of certain death, Wang Lin's eyes remained unwavering. His obsession was too deep, his resolve too firm. He refused to bow to the Heavenly Dao. Even if his body were destroyed, his Dao heart would never break. With a roar that shook the heavens, Wang Lin unleashed everything he had. In that instant, he willingly fell into demonic possession, no longer suppressing the demonic nature within him. He mobilized all his immortal power, activated more than 3,000 Dao life imprints, and condensed them into a single earth-shaking strike. The demon-transforming finger descended. This was the strongest demon transformation finger Wang Lin had ever unleashed, carrying his defiance, his obsession, and his unbreakable will. With a single strike, it collided head-on with the Heavenly Dao's killing tribulation. The sky trembled, space shattered, and the crimson clouds dispersed as the tribulation was forcibly broken apart. Heaven's killing intent was torn asunder, and for a brief moment, silence fell upon the world. Wang Lin had done the impossible. He had shattered the first heavenly tribulation with sheer will and power, carving out a fleeting chance to breathe. However, this was far from the end. The Heavenly Dao does not forgive, nor does it retreat. The first tribulation had only been a prelude. The second tribulation was already gathering, its power even more terrifying, its killing intent even more absolute. Wang Lin stood amid the ruins of the shattered tribulation, his body heavily damaged, his aura unstable, and his life hanging by a thread. Ahead of him lay an even deadlier test, one that could truly decide whether a third type of reverse cultivator could continue to exist in this world. So dear viewers, do you still remember how Wang Lin overcame the second heavenly tribulation? Feel free to share your thoughts and memories in the comments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. The road Wang Lin walks is one of solitude, blood, and defiance, a road where retreat is impossible and surrender means losing everything he holds dear. Each step forward is a gamble against the Heavenly Dao, and each breath he takes is proof of his refusal to forget, to submit, or to become a puppet of fate. Whether life or death awaits him, one thing is certain. Once Wang Lin chose to reverse cultivation, his legend was destined to shake the heavens. If you want to know how Wang Lin faces the next tribulation, how he continues to challenge heaven with his own Dao, and what fate ultimately awaits this third type of reverse cultivator, make sure to follow closely. Thank you for watching, and we'll meet again in the next update.